Another week down as a real estate agent. Braden, what did you learn last week?
I learned that it's a grind. Um, Nothing comes to you easy. Nothing's handed to you. You really gotta work for what you want, and if you want to be successful, a lot of long days for sure. I mean, hitting the phones, calling, doing open houses, posting on social media every day, really hard.
Let's start it right there. You said the hitting the phones. What do you mean by that?
I mean, cold calling, circle prospecting. So, if there's an open house, I'll get the addresses for like the 100 closest houses to the open house that I'll be hosting, and I call them and I see if they're interested in the house or know anybody interested, and just kind of go from there and get their contact information. But yeah, cold calling a lot of people. I've done a lot of calls. I've gotten a lot of rude answers, but I totally get it, and it's just a part of it. I'll do whatever it takes to be successful and get some deals done.
Yeah. Any clients or potential clients out of the cold calling lately?
I have. I've gotten a couple potential clients.
Nice.
A couple people that know some people that want to move. I take it with a grain of salt, obviously, because who knows? People could just be saying stuff, but getting some traction early is definitely nice.
Nice. Now, with the open houses, how many open houses are you handling a week or a weekend?
Last weekend I did 4, so that was quite the busy weekend. Majority of my Saturday and Sunday were doing open houses, but if that's what it takes to get going and get some momentum, I'm totally here for it. But yeah, I'm at minimum doing 2 every week. But I want to get up to that 3, 4, or even 5 a weekend/week.
Okay, so you did 4 open houses. What takeaways did you have from the open houses? Any clients, anything that you need to do better at?
For sure. I definitely need to get better with getting contact information, trying to get the contact information. At first, it's a little rough to ask people for their contact information. And try and go in to get them to be your client or get to eventually show them some houses. But I feel like I just need to break out of that shell and go from there. But other than that, it's easy talking to people, and I'd say open houses are one of the most beneficial ways to get leads. I don't know firsthand, but if they're coming through an open house, they definitely are in the market to buy a house. And if they have a realtor or not, but if you find the ones that don't, that's easy because they're already house hunting. So
I've sold houses at the open house, so open houses are definitely a good avenue, a good line of business if you're in real estate and you want to pick up clients or you want to get more clients. It's definitely a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you're doing that. Do you have any other lines of business that you're using for real estate?
Social media. Yeah. So posting on socials every day, trying to gain some traction on there. Not necessarily getting any clientele, but I guess just building up the brand so people know, I'm an established realtor and they can know me, like me, and trust me.
So let's say someone sees your TikTok, they see this TikTok, and they ask you, they're like, hey, Braden, how do I get in touch with you to buy a house? What would you tell them?
I would ask for their phone number, or I would shoot them my phone number, and then we could go from there. We could get them pre-approved and get them into the office and do a buyer's presentation and go from there.
Awesome, yeah. You guys, you got to get pre-approved to buy a house. Unless you're planning on buying the entire house with cash, most of the time people aren't. But if you're planning on buying the house with cash, that's great. Good work. Good work.
For it.
But most of the time you need to get pre-approved first because that's going to tell you, A, you can actually get qualified for a home loan, B, what your budget is, and C, what you can actually get qualified for. Like budget and what you can get qualified for are 2 different things because a lot of people can get qualified for a decent amount, but it's not necessarily in their budget for them to spend. So those are 3 very important things that you need to get before you even start going and looking at houses. Because what do I tell people if they're not pre-approved and they find the perfect house?
They need to get pre-approved first.
Well, what happens if they're not pre-approved? Perfect house, just hit the market, fantastic home. They're not pre-approved. What's going to happen?
The house is gonna sell.
That's it. They're going to lose it. You're going to lose the perfect house. I don't want to show up to the perfect house and then you're like, hey, I'm not pre-approved yet. And then what happens? We try to get you pre-approved, and A, you can't get pre-approved. You can't qualify. Or B, it's too late. House is already sold, and then you miss out on the house that was perfect one for you. I don't want to be the bad guy that says, hey, we missed out because, we were too slow. That's just me.
Yeah, and piggybacking off that, have you had any issues with people going through the pre-approval process, like making any poor financial decisions?
Oh, absolutely. And if the goal is to buy a house and you're pre-approved, you don't want to be out taking out new lines of credit. You don't want to be out buying new furniture, buying new vehicles, taking out loans. Especially if your end goal is to buy a house and you just got qualified. At least check with the lender first to make sure that you can still qualify for the house if you do get an additional loan. Because chances are a lot of people, they can't qualify for the house still. And I know that's one of the big bucket items is for people to own a home and to buy a home. And if you go out and you say you're even under contract to buy a house, meaning that your offer had been accepted, you're doing all the paperwork, the inspections and stuff, and you're about a week from actually closing on the house, and you go out and you take a loan for a brand new truck. Debt to income just skyrockets. You can't qualify for the home loan anymore. When they go to closing, you can't close because the loan is not going to go through. You just lost out on your house. Stuff like that happens. People don't realize it, but it happens.
And that is a true story. That actually happened to Ben. So, yeah, guys, if you guys are going through the process of buying a home and getting pre-approved, like he just said, do not make any dumb financial decisions. Don't go to Nebraska Furniture Mart and max out your credit card on a bunch of nice new furniture before you get pre-approved and buy a house. Wait till after for sure so you can get in that house to buy that furniture.
Cool. Awesome.